So today is an exciting day because the Oklahoma Joe's brand new FIRECRAFT wood and charcoal fire pit grill arrived. And this was a bundle that I picked up on a massive sale that they had on July 4th weekend. And during this sale, they offered 22% off this bundle, which I'll tell you about in a second. And then when I put everything in the cart, we got an additional 15% off this bundle. So I would watch the Oklahoma Joe's website for any kind of sales or features that they have coming up, because you never know. It's only for a couple days they have these things on and off. I missed the first sale. So however, this is not going to replace our fire pit that we've been cooking over. We're going to continue to cook over our fire pit, but this is going to be an incredible addition to our fire pit cooking out here on our patio. So within this bundle, we got the grill, we got the cover, and we got the wind guard, all for $342 delivered. Now, I'm not going to do an unboxing video because I think they're the most freaking boring things in the world. But what I wanted to show you is how this comes packaged, and we're going to get this assembled and put together, and I'll get back to you in a little while and I'll show you some of the features and a couple of the reasons why I bought this grill. Okay, so after an hour and 6 minutes, here we have the Oklahoma Joe's brand new FIRECRAFT series pit, and it's assembled. And I gotta tell you, it's pretty straightforward. The hardware isn't as robust as I would like, but it's gonna hold it together, definitely, no problem. A couple of things I want to point out right off the bat, and maybe I'm a stickler for detail because my wife owns a machine shop, but here's what I know. If they were to deliver parts that were out of spec, or if they were to deliver parts that were scratched, or if they were to deliver parts that were powder coated and were missing paint or chipping paint in certain areas, or if they were shipping out parts that were rusted, they would be immediately sent back to their vendor, and they would have to be replaced. And I got to point out right off the bat a couple of things. Right there, on every corner of every weld situation right here, you see chipped paint. But the big one that really bothers me is this is how the barrel came, all scratched up like that. Now, this isn't a deal breaker to me. I'll just get some sandpaper and I'll get some heat paint and I'll touch it up, and no big deal. But if Oklahoma Joe's, you're out there watching and you're listening, I think you better tell your people in your packing department to put down the smartphones and start doing a little QC on the parts before they start stuffing them in the box. At least that's what I've learned from my wife's business. But overall, it went together pretty easily. The two cook grates on here were a bit warped, and I had to flatten them out to get them to lay in the pans. Another thing I've noticed right off the bat is that these slides, these adjustable, if you see that right there, it's when I go to lift it up, it's lifting right out of the holder. So those stainless steel rods are going to definitely need some CRC or some WD-40 in order to slide those grates up and down freely, especially when you're cooking, because you don't want things sticking like that when you have 1,000-degree heat right under your hands. So what are the specs on the grill? So here it is, the FIRECRAFT series, 480 total cooking space, 3,097 surface total. You got the 2 round grates. There's accessories, which I pointed out one already, and that is the wind guard in the back of this grill right here. You do have a very nice sliding ash pan to remove the ash from the bottom of your pit. They send you a grate tool to pull out the grate when it's hot. You have a very nice caveman style, as I like to call it, bottom shelf. And what I really like about this pit is it's not on casters. It's on adjustable feet. And for a guy like me who has an uneven broken stone patio, those adjustable feet are going to come in big handy when I level this out before I start cooking on it. You have 2 side shelves. Again, they're caveman style. I like them. And the back also has a, I guess you want to call it an accessory handle, but I'm not going to be using the back of this pit because I'm going to keep the wind guard up on it. But here you have it. We're going to get some sandpaper. We're going to get some heat paint. We're going to touch up some rusty spots underneath. We're going to touch up some of those chipped paint and some scratched areas, and we're going to start cooking on this pit, and I'll have a review after a few cooks. Okay, so about these two cooking grates. I had made mention earlier, and it was my mistake, my dumb butt move. I forgot to put the set screws in the bottom of these stainless rods here. So moving these grates up and down is a lot easier now that my dumb rear end has the stainless rods anchored in place. But one thing I want to point out that I just noticed is if you're going to buy the windscreen, you're not going to be able to swing your lower cooking grate towards the back of this grill if you needed to swing it out of the way quickly in order to get some more heat to your upper deck, so to speak. Swinging it forward, obviously you don't want to put the hot tray right in front of you, so the only thing I could see is swinging it to the rear, and then if you have it low, now you got the wind guard in the way. So that's something to think about if you're considering buying the wind guard. I wasn't thinking it through, but it might come in use someday.